And welcome to What's Next Wall Street. I'm George Alfredas.
And I'm Dave Mathews, and this is a show about stocks, crypto, and the new decentralized financial Web3 world around us.
I've got details on all the hot new trending products that everybody's talking about, that everybody's using, and everybody's investing in. And today, I'm talking about how to stack gains during this crazy overpriced auto market.
And I'm going to talk about ticketing and the new NFT generation for concerts.
Sweet. Greg Krause, lead instructor at OptionsPlayers.com, is here with us with his expert analysis and insight to help you target investment potential. The goal here is to provide you with education, info, and tips so that you're not only out here just trading willy-nilly, we want you stacking gains all day.
I love willy-nilly. That's how I operate my whole life. Hey, you can email us at OptionsPlayers.com or hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street with your questions. We can also direct you to instructors and experts over at the OptionsPlayers.com website who can help you come up with a tailored trade plan.
Yes. So watch this and past episodes on the Options Players YouTube channel, or listen to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast, to make sure to subscribe. Hit that alert button so that you always know what's next on Wall Street. It's happening.
What's happening?
Shopping is turning into a great big members-only country club. Walmart Plus is going to now come with a Paramount Plus subscription. Now, currently, Walmart Plus costs like $13 a month, or almost $100 a year. Members get same-day delivery as well as gas savings. Walmart was in talks with Disney and Comcast, but decided to go with Paramount instead.
I guess they paid the big monies for
Probably.
that. Hey, Elon Musk may not be from Mars, but he thinks we could live there. He outlined his technological vision for the future in an essay published in China Cyberspace magazine. Oddly, I don't subscribe to that.
I know, weird.
Musk says his greatest hope is that humans create a self-sustaining state on Mars and become an interplanetary species. This is kind of old news because he's been talking about this for 100 years.
I know.
So the magazine is run by China's Central Internet Censor, the Cyberspace Administration of China, so you should totally believe everything they say.
Everything, it's all right.
Tesla is one of its largest manufacturing hubs in China. And while we're at it, did you see this, Georgia?
What?
The FCC is denying SpaceX asks for almost $1 billion in subsidies to support broadband customers in rural areas. The agency said Elon's Starlink satellite network failed to demonstrate that the providers could deliver the promised service. I guess that's quality of service. The chairwoman of the FCC said SpaceX technology still has promise, but Starlink is still developing. Meanwhile, did you see the news about the court order?
What court order?
So Twitter has to give Elon the docs from a former Twitter exec who is allegedly a key person in calculating the amount of fake accounts on the platform. And he was unceremoniously asked to leave by Twitter's CEO in the spring.
Wow, got him. You know what? Elon Musk is like T-Pain. All he does is win,
no matter what.
Got money on my mind, I can never. Okay, that's enough. Yes, but
That's
every
like my
time we
theme
step
song.
in the building, everybody's hands go up. You have to finish that. So you just have to finish it.
My theme song of life is that.
Yes. All right. So I feel so sorry for kids trying to get their first car. Hell, I feel sorry for adults making six figures with careers who have to purchase a new car these days.
Wait, hold on. Your kid got a brand new Bronco.
Okay, but I'm saying, if he was in college or working on his own.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the average auto loan is climbing to a record high of $700 monthly. According to new Edmunds data, this is the first time the average has topped $700 like ever. Even with good credit, you're going to have an interest rate of almost 8% on a new car. If your credit score is under 700, you're looking at an interest rate of over 14%. Wow. And don't even think about buying a used car because the interest rate on that is going to be even higher. So let's just unpack this a little, Dave. Okay, let's think back to when we were, 20. So you're a kid right out of college, you're making $20 an hour. So that's like $800 a week, roughly around $3,000 a month. Now let's subtract 25% of that, $3,000, because you got to pay taxes, Social Security, insurance, blah, blah, blah. So you're left with $2,500. So imagine spending a third of that $2,500 on your car because you got a $700 car note plus insurance. Let's not even discuss gas, but if you're under 25, your car insurance can be just as much as your car note, all right? And then you got the rising cost of rent. That's if you can find a place to rent. I feel so sorry for these Gen Zers and younger
All right,
millennials.
so look,
What?
my first cars were $3,000 a car.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So, and then my first house payment was under $700 a month. And then I had to walk uphill both ways in the snow.
Without your shoes on.
Without shoes on. All right, now I'm sounding old. I'm out. So consolidation is a phase that happens when a stock or an index trades within a particular range. The trend is said to be sideways and may very well be in range, but once this range is broken, it may lead to bigger moves, but until the range is intact, the movement cannot be clearly predicted. So, as we always say, patience is key to profits when trading stock options. So make sure you're as patient as possible when entering. Consolidation, or chop, will crush an options trader as theta burn becomes a factor. So keep consolidation in mind when deciding on your next trade plan and stack gains more efficiently.
This is the best part of the show where we get to hear from you. You can always hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street. Comment on our YouTube page or email us at www.OptionsPlayers.com. Okay? So this first email comes from Art H from Options Players Community. And Art wants to know, how do you pick the right option price and determine what strike to buy? Thanks. Love the show and all the content you produce.
We love
Thank
you
very
too.
much. Greg, you here? We got Greg on the line. Let's see. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I'm here.
Beep.
So that's an open-ended question on what you're trying to buy. Or is it just a naked option like calls or puts for income? Or is it some type of spread? So let's just really just look at it as you're buying a call to make money as a trade with no hedge or anything like that. Okay, so in the money or below what the current price is, if you pick that strike, that's more conservative. So it's going to win more of the time, but you might not make as much money. So at the money, kind of in the middle, and then out of the money, you're being a little more risky. So first you have to come up with your assumption of where the price is going to go. And then you got to, understand your risk. And then if you're a little bit more risky, at the money or out of the money might be your thing. If you're a little bit more conservative, in the money. There is no correct answer there. Over time, at the monies might pay better for this 5 years. The next 5 years, when we're really going up really fast, out of the money ones might pay better. There is, we can look back in history and make an assumption, but to be honest, that doesn't mean anything for the future. So sorry, I can't tell you exactly what you want to hear, but it is what it is.
Thanks for your honesty.
The devil's in the details. Hey, this next email is from Jim in Arkansas. Arkansas, huh? Okay. Jim asked us, what's the difference between dust and nugget, and which does Greg prefer if he had to choose here?
Greg?
You got dusty nuggets, Greg?
Wait a minute.
I mean,
that could have been something else.
Dust is like dead skin, things like that. Nugget, chicken nuggets. But probably what you're looking for is the gold miners, right? Dust is going to be a bearish, leveraged ETF on gold miners, and then nugget is going to be a bullish one. They're both leveraged. Okay, so dust means you think gold miners are going to go down. Nugget, you think it's going to go up. But this is where it becomes a little tricky. Okay, I know I'm looking up here at the screen because that's where it's at. Sorry, I'm going to look at y'all now. I'm not a fan of either one of them, but you have to understand what they are meant to do. They are meant to trade in that day. If you plan on holding these for longer than a day, you should not be trading them. They are not investment vehicles or anything like that. All you need to do is go open up both of them on a chart and see how they just basically go straight down over the year. I think there's only probably about 1 year where nugget actually from year to year actually went up because it has fees, it's leveraged, you're paying that premium. So just understand that what it's based on is nugget is trying to implement or trying to be 2 times what that AMX GDX gold miners are. And if you're trying to invest in gold, that's not your best bet. So if we go and look at spot gold or just gold price, you're probably going to look like a year back. So last August, if I bring that up, that's what I was trying to get you up here when I was looking off the screen. Sorry. Right now, spot gold is worth $17.69 an ounce. Last year, it was worth in August. Okay, let me grab it real quick. It just went
Everything
from
was
August,
sky high in
September.
August.
It was 1768. Okay, so
Wow.
we're only down very slightly, about $20. It's nothing. It's barely a percentage, right? A little bit over a percentage. But now, if you want to go look at Nugget, which is going to be on one of my other monitors, a year ago today, we are actually down 40%. So that 1% move, because of all the fees and everything else that goes with it, you lost 40% in Nugget when you only lost 1% in gold. So understand that this is because of how it's managed. They're buying options. It's always going to split. So if you go look at a 20-year Nugget chart, it probably says the price of Nugget 20 years ago was like 999 billion. All right. I know I'm exaggerating there, but it probably was 100,000. So stay away from that. If you're investing, go find something else to invest in. And also understand that gold miners are not gold. So you have other things to deal with in that. So if you're a gold miner, it costs you, say, $800 to get an ounce of gold. So if the price of gold goes up a little bit, you make a lot more money, right? More than just that percentage that the gold would go. And then if it goes down a little bit, you lose more than what that gold goes. So it's even leveraged in that. But then there's also operating costs that come with gold miners. That's fuel, right? That's probably their largest one. I don't know. I watch some Discovery Channel. I watch Parker out there spending millions of dollars on fuel. So, if fuel goes up, you can't make as much money. That has nothing to do with the price of gold per se. I mean, it does indirectly, because if fuel's more expensive, less people are going to mine it. So then the supply goes down. But then if fuel's really cheap, they'll mine more. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Got it.
So it has a little bit, but it doesn't really do anything. So for me, if you want gold miners, go invest in gold miners. Don't invest in Nugget. All right. If you want to short gold miners, don't short dust. If you want to trade intraday and you just want to go out there and gamble and make some big, crazy leveraged options on leveraged ETFs, then go ahead and have fun with Nugget. Just understand, if you buy this and you hold it, no matter what, you will lose in the end. It's going to go to zero if you don't sell it. All right.
And I also recommend to not eat chicken nuggets, because who knows what part of the chicken the nugget comes from.
Exactly.
All right. If you've got a question, we can probably answer it, or find someone else who can. So hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street, in the comment section of our YouTube page on OptionsPlayers.com, or you can email us, www@OptionsPlayers.com, with your questions.
Okay, remember to smile brilliant. And I mean that, like, seriously. I'll come back to it. But listen, I found out that I grind my teeth in the middle of the night. My dentist mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I do not. And I told my husband what he said, and he was like, oh yeah, honey, you do grind your teeth. I was like, do you love me? Do you want me to have cracked teeth? Do you want my teeth to be jacked up? Why didn't you tell me? Okay, I thought I was having a nightmare. I thought I was dreaming, or, that I was grinding my teeth, and it wasn't a nightmare at all. It really was. And let me tell you something. You can wear down your tooth enamel. You can have cracked teeth, chipped teeth. You can have infections. Tooth enamel does not grow back. You know how I know this? Because I got my crowns, and I'm not talking about the ones on my head, okay? They're like $3,000 a piece, okay? I know this for a fact. So I know it's TMI, you don't want to know it, but I am done with all that thanks to SmileBrilliant. Do y'all realize how easy, quick, and inexpensive it is to get custom night guards from SmileBrilliant? It's so easy.
All right, well, let's compare costs.
Okay.
A guard from the dentist will cost you up to $600. I know I've got an anti-grind guard, which is what you should have got.
I know.
Custom night guards from SmileBrilliant, however, are as low as $45 per guard, with reorders as low as $25. That's because they keep a digital file of your dental impression, so that reorders are hassle-free. Not to mention the hassle of having to go to the dentist's office. The process with SmileBrilliant is so easy. In fact, it takes about 15 minutes to make your dental impressions at home with the SmileBrilliant kit. You send it off, and you get your aligners back in about a week.
Y'all, I sleep so well now. Now that I'm not grinding my teeth all night, plus knowing that I'm saving my teeth and my money helps a little bit too. Now my only grind is investing.
SmileBrilliant also has teeth whitening trays, whitening gel, water flossers, and more. So get 20% off your next SmileBrilliant purchase when you use our discount code WNWS.
Go to SmileBrilliant.com and use discount code WNWS for 20% off.
Well, if you're an art or music creator, you've probably been looking into the world of NFTs to bridge the online and real world experience together. So trying to hire developers to build this, that's going to be too complex an effort, but there is hope. My buddy Ritesh Patel, founder of the TicketFairy, has been engaging with performers for years, and their team has an automated process to execute a live performance with a modern NFT strategy. Hey Ritesh, good seeing your face, my friend.
Hello, how's it going?
You're hanging out in Miami. Miami seems to be the go-to place these days for all things blockchain, huh?
Yeah, it's really, really changed. Last 2 years, I'd say a bunch of people who used to be based in LA, San Francisco, New York have all migrated to Miami. Multiple crypto funds are set up here. Andreessen Horowitz just opened an office. The mayor is being very progressive and crypto friendly. So yeah, it's the place to be for sure.
Okay, so your kind of cornerstone for TicketFairy was selling tickets with a social promotion element. And that was, like I said, your foundation. In fact, I've gone to concerts absolutely free because of promoting tickets to my own social network online. So what are you up to now with the NFT world?
So yeah, I mean, that's how we started. And obviously the platform evolved into a full marketing and CRM suite as well. And then over the last couple of years, particularly the last 12 months, it's become very evident that NFTs are very integral to the future of certain types of events that are based around like a heavily engaged community. So just under a year ago, we launched a completely self-service function that supported multiple blockchains where anyone who was running an event, be it free or paid, and wanted to allow only access to that event to certain NFT holders, and it could be a specific NFT community like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, or it could be multiple where they just wanted to appeal to a certain demographic of people. They could go into TicketFairy, make an account, create their event, plug in all the usual information like the event description and the flyer image and the venue, and then very simply just copy and paste the blockchain addresses of the NFT collections that they wanted to admit access to, and publish the page. And suddenly that page would have a connect your crypto wallet, MetaMask wallet button, and every attendee who wanted to attend the event would basically click on that button. They would sign with their wallet. That would then connect us to their public wallet address, and we would then in real time retrieve the contents of their wallet, look at what NFTs are in it, check it against the whitelist that the event is set up, and in real time basically say yes or no, you're allowed to come to this event or you're not. And if they hold one or more of those valid tokens, then they're allowed to go through and register for the event. And quite importantly, it also supported and supports the high value NFTs that are held on a hardware ledger in cold storage that you don't really want to take to an event to prove that you own it. So we verify it when you're still at home, that wallet is connected to your laptop. We check that you own the high value asset, issue you a standard e-ticket, and you bring that with you to the event. And when you arrive at the event, we scan that QR code and in real time check your wallet again, that you still own that token. And if you've sold it since you registered for the ticket, it will actually go red and the app won't let you enter the event. And if you've still got the token, goes green, you come in. And that way the safety element is there where you're not carrying around something that's really valuable, particularly say at an NFT conference where people can be targets. And we've used that particular part of the platform with really high profile projects. Steve Aoki's Aokiverse project. Beeple's platform we knew has a really, really successful project called 10KTF. They use us, and a bunch of other NFT artists have been using us as well.
So that's cool because what you were doing with TicketFairy before the NFT stuff is you were preventing scalpers from buying up all the tickets and reselling them.
That as well, yeah.
So you took that kind of the framework and you've done all the development so the promoters don't have to worry about scalping either.
Right, and with this NFT verification, you can kind of say, okay, well, I've got this collection that I've either dropped myself, or here's a community I want to interact with or reward, and we're going to set up these in real life in-person events. And no, that's one of the benefits of holding one of those tokens. But the actual verification process is manual. Even if you've got a dedicated Web3 blockchain platform that verifies token ownership, it doesn't have all the enterprise grade event tools, the fast redemption on the door, the communication stuff, the audience analytics, bunch of other things that you wouldn't get all those other layers, right? So we basically combined with those things. And
but you had a head start at this, right? You'd been doing TicketFairy for what, 7 years? So you had a head start.
It's 10 now, yeah.
10 years, unbelievable. Hey, so there are a ton of blockchain networks out there as well. Which ones do you support? Of course, we've got Ether going to a proof of stake. That mainnet is ultimately going that way. We've got Polygon, Solana, which are modern versions of blockchain. And it seems those have a lower cost transaction these days.
Exactly. So we support all three of those. And then something that's going to launch today is a full service NFT minting product within the platform as well that supports all three of those chains, so that you could basically say, okay, well, I've got this existing set of NFT collections. These tokens already exist. I want to admit them access to my event. Or you could go the other way and say, I want to onboard people that never, ever set up a crypto wallet before. They kind of have heard of NFTs. They've heard of crypto. They have no idea what MetaMask is. They have no inclination to set up a wallet just to retrieve, just to be awarded with some sort of NFT that they have no idea how they're going to use it. So this part of the platform, this new thing that we've spent the last 6 months developing, basically allows any event producer to say, the moment someone registers for my event, make a secure wallet for them. They don't need to have one in advance. They don't need to know how to set it up. It gets automatically generated when they go through the TicketFairy process, and it's a real block, it's a real crypto wallet.
So who bears
the moment
who bears the cost of those mintings though, right? If you want to add it to the wallet, is this going to be like a ticketing convenience charge that other ticketing sites really suck with?
So I mean, we are charging a per mint fee, but it's flat rate. And with Polygon and Solana, there's necessarily no transaction fees on top of that. So our side of things is basically, here's the full automation. Choose when you want to mint, choose what chain you want to mint on. Do you want to mint when someone actually gets their ticket, or do you want to hold off, make their wallet when they register, but don't drop anything into it yet? And the moment they walk into the event and their ticket's scanned, then that NFT gets minted and dropped into their wallet magically. We've even got a hybrid approach where you can mint when they register with one set of artwork, and then when they walk into the event, that token can change and it can become a different type of token entirely, and it becomes a proof of attendance token instead, where that then could be used for in-venue rewards, or even outside post-event, you could use it to claim merchandise or something like that. And what's really nice about this is because we've had the token gating as well, you can mint a new collection as people come to your event. That now exists permanently on whichever chain you choose. And you could use those resulting tokens to then be the actual tokens you need to enter future events. So you could loop it back into the token gating product and say, okay, well, if an artist, let's just say like Rufus Asol, for example, they did a festival in Mexico earlier this year. Let's say that the 3,000 people that went to that each got an NFT. They as a band could say, okay, well, now you hold it because you're one of those people that came to our really intimate special festival. You get access to our pre-sales for our tours for the next 12 months by proving that you have a token. And now it has value and utility beyond just like getting airdropped for coming to the event.
Nice. Well, it seems like a lot of the early adopters, they had wallets for, OpenSea, et cetera. But what's cool is you guys are creating kind of like the go-to wallet for live events. So you don't have to worry about where to store those digital assets.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about this is that it's all on chain. So we might be able to, we could generate a wallet for 10,000 people, and some of them might already have MetaMask wallets themselves. In theory, you could actually move those tokens out of the wallet we've generated for you into your main MetaMask wallet, or even import that same wallet's private keys into your MetaMask app. And so, the wallet exists both within your TicketFairy site when you log into your account, and you could actually see that in your MetaMask app as well.
That's cool. And then you said once people attend and they're actually enjoying the show, in real life, the artist will be able to airdrop maybe special media or content? Is that just like, I know the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're doing stuff like if you attend the events, you might get like superpowers for your ape.
Yeah, well, this is the whole point, right? Is that because we can show that certain wallet addresses actually came to the event and they scanned in, they're physically in the room, then you could airdrop tokens specific to those people, those wallets, and the token only exists in one place, the one that you actually use to get into the event with.
Nice.
So there's real proof that you were there, and a completely automated way to then drop you those bonuses that then you can use for other rewards and other ways of interacting with the community.
So Ritesh, is there anything we can do to keep more people from holding their phones up in the air recording videos that they'll never watch?
I have to say I do this a lot. I probably never watch 99% of the videos that I take, but sometimes it's really nice to look back on them. I think that with these NFTs, it's not going to solve that, but at least the existing airdrop mechanisms that have been used so far, it's kind of a send someone an NFT claim link the day after the event. We did something as a hybrid approach a couple of months back during Miami Formula One with Red Bull, and they generated 10,000 unique NFT claim links using a different platform, and then we automated the process of emailing and SMSing people those links, unique to each person as they send into the event. So, but even with that process, when you click on the claim link, you don't know where that wallet sits, and it's a manual process to actually, you've just walked into an event. You want to go to the bar, you want to go and see the band. The last thing you want to do is click on the link that you got and then go through a registration process to claim your NFT. And so I think the claim rates are really, really low when you do something like that. But with this, the wallet was pre-generated for you the moment you registered, and you didn't have to do anything to claim the NFT. It just magically appeared in your wallet as you walked into the door of the venue.
That's a good point, because like Mark Cuban, owns the Dallas Mavericks here in Dallas where we shoot the show, and he's got little characters as NFTs, but I think you're right. What he's doing is just kind of a gimmick, right? And what you're doing is integral into the whole experience.
I mean, I wouldn't, I'm not going to call Mark Cuban a purveyor of gimmicks on a show, but I think that like he's an early adopter, right?
Yeah.
As are a lot of really smart people. But the toolkit has not necessarily been available to those people to do exactly what they want. So, in the early days, you have to just make do with what's available to you and what you can achieve, knowing that it's not necessarily going to get full adoption by the vast majority of consumers. But you have this end goal of like, okay, well, everyone should know how an NFT works. Everyone should have a wallet. Everyone should know that once you've got one, you can then use that as a trading card or some sort of membership card to be able to get other cool things. But it just takes time, and I think I'm not saying we're the only platform that's ever done this, but I think we're the first end-to-end automated flow that not only includes the wallet generation and the minting, but also the automated triggers so that things happen at a certain time when the event producer actually wants them to happen, and things can change dynamically. And I think that's going to be really powerful, because what it does takes away the need to have any blockchain knowledge and any manual setup. You just choose when you want things to happen, and you get your design team to make the assets. And it can be a static image NFT, or it can be an animated one as well. It supports both. And then we just take care of all the business logic and all the automation and the blockchain parts and the deployment of the smart contract and the minting. And you can even set, as the event producer, you can even set royalties on those NFTs that are minted. So if they do become really valuable, and then someone wants to list them on a third-party resale platform like OpenSea and sell it for, I don't know, 50 grand or 100 grand, then in the smart contract, you've actually got a royalty built in that goes back to the original event producer or the artist, and it's automated, cool. and that portion goes straight into their wallet.
Yeah, and I bet, you've got artists like Steve Aoki. He has the Aoki verse, kind of like Leet speak there using the platform. And you've got Beeple, which we covered, obviously Beeple, when he did his millions of dollars of art sales. Those guys are using it.
Exactly. And Beeple's platform that he created is with a few really heavyweight industry people. So his co-founder, one of his three co-founders, sorry, is Guy Siri, who's Madonna's manager and has, obviously extensive decades of experience in entertainment management. And so, when you have someone who's an NFT heavyweight partnering with someone who's got a lot of experience in traditional entertainment, that's really powerful. And what they've done with their 10KTF project, it's a really good, solid NFT project with great storytelling, great artwork, and they've done very engaged in-person events with ultra high levels of production. And they're kind of a benchmark for how you should do things. And they use the platform, and I'd love it if they would use the minting stuff. We haven't discussed it yet, but there's a bunch of other really credible organizations we're talking to at the moment who really like the idea that there's no blockchain knowledge needed to onboard their fans into crypto, to send them those NFTs for, they don't need to understand anything, and they can use the output of that and loop it back into future events.
Nice. Well, so cool, Ritesh. You always were the innovator of this. 10 years at TicketFairy, now a couple years of adding the Web3 stuff. How do people get in touch with you if they're producing events?
Super easy, TicketFairy.com. There's a dedicated page to sign up, make an account, book a demo with the team. All very simple.
Nice. And for those of you who attend concerts, look for the TicketFairy logo. Ritesh has it on his shirt there. For those of you watching the YouTube show, watch for it for your next show and be able to experience these innovations yourself. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Beautiful. Great to catch up.
All right, so we're not talking about the pandemic so much.
Is that because
now.
the CDC negated everything they said?
Well, no, I mean, it is
100% of what they said?
No, we are still having a pandemic.
But they said forget everything we said.
Okay, there is still a pandemic.
Okay.
But it's not, we're not talking about it as much as we were because we don't care anymore. We're like, screw that. I don't care if I get sick. I'm going out to eat. We are still talking about, though, pandemic-related disruptors in production and chip shortages. It's literally been 2 years. And we still have labor and supply issues. But I'm really confused about this chip thing. Why hasn't some high school whiz kid or MIT intern come up with a solution? If you were in high school, why haven't you come up with a solution? What's the problem?
It's different. These
Whatever.
chips this is highly integrated into vehicles, right? You've got 28 different computers, from ABS to digital displays to media controls, you name it. There's too many chips.
Sounds like an excuse. Get to it. There are tons of cars sitting on lots waiting for chips. I have a conspiracy theory about this, but I don't want to get all weird, so let's just work with the facts we have here as we know them, okay? We talked about how hard it is to get a new car, much less pay for one, now that the average car loan is over $700 a month, but it's the same with used cars, and now, for maybe the first time ever, people are keeping their leases because, like my husband always says, it's cheaper to keep her. And don't forget it.
He's talking about you.
You better know it's cheap. Okay. And so, Greg, how can we stack gains during a chip shortage? I mean, I'm thinking we need to get in where we fit in with semiconductor stocks, and I think I'm right about this.
Did you really just say
that? I said it. So Congress passed this $280 billion Chips and Sciences Act, or Science Act, in July, which is going to include billions in subsidies for domestic chip plants. So this could really revitalize the industry. Companies that stand to benefit include our own Texas Instruments. I said it like it's our little baby, Texas Instruments. Intel, Micron, Qualcomm, NVIDIA, maybe Broadcom, et cetera, et cetera. Greg, do you think now is a good time to start accumulating some of these stocks?
I wouldn't say it's not a bad time. I'm not going to say that bill is going to be great for investors. And what I mean by that, first off, if you go look at Pelosi and her little husband bought a bunch and then they sold it right before it came out after they lost money. So she ain't
so weird. They do insider trading. That's the American way, I guess. Sorry,
it is because a lot of Congress people do it. There's a list.
Yeah, so it comes back to you're buying something made in the United States, which I'm all for that. Like old school Democrats and Union, not like the current ones. But it's going to cost more. So in the end, your margins are going to go down if you're buying your chips here. Now, it's just kind of like this safety net, so we don't, if you can't get them from overseas, or where the cost of labor is going up, then maybe sooner or later we can get them here for cheaper. But I do see Apple probably is going to benefit the most out of some of these warehouses that are going up. I believe they have the most plans. I think NVIDIA had some too. They actually tried to back out of it, but the manufacturer said, no, you're getting all these. So they're going to have a bunch of stuff stuck on the shelf. So right now, I'm not for that. I'm not investing in any chip stuff at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, and what
Okay.
the auto manufacturers are doing now, and a lot of this goes to TSMC, which is the Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturer, and that's why Pelosi went to Hong Kong, and there's the Taiwanese thing, and China is flexing their muscle. So the automobile manufacturers are trying to do something. They're trying to consolidate chips and run their own processors, because right now, all the processing is subbed out to third-party VARs. In fact, when you buy a car, it's just a lot of vendors that ship parts to the auto manufacturers, and the manufacturers put these cars together. That's why it's so easy for guys like me who are backyard shade tree mechanics to fix our cars. We just buy the same parts the automotive companies do and put them on our cars. But now that these automotive manufacturers are going to be running their own production of their own computers and logic systems, they'll be able to remove redundancies from the aftermarket chips that they've been relying on before.
And so does this mean they'll save money
They'll
if
save
they're
money,
doing
but
that?
it's
So I
gonna-
wonder if that'll be passed down to the consumer.
Yeah, but the automotive also has all these regulatory issues they have to go through, like for the airbags or for the computers. So it'll be like 3 or 4 years before this full low chip count integration will go into play, because these cars all have to get crash tested and approved by all the government agencies in order for them to be safe enough to drive and park in our driveways.
All right, well, thanks, guys. If you have a question for Greg, or you want to get at Dave or myself, email us at www.OptionsPlayers.com. Hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street, or comment on the Options Players YouTube page and get in where you fit in. I said it again.
I said it again. You can, of course, watch episodes. You can see the stuff we're talking about on our What's Next Wall Street, OptionsPlayers.com YouTube page, or listen on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Now, make sure you subscribe, hit the alert button so you can get current trending info as soon as it drops. I am Dave Mathews.
I am Georgia Alfredas. See you next time on What's Next Wall Street.
Yeehaw.